Hello, everyone, and welcome to WinCat Sports. We're finally getting back into some Lions talk after a few weeks of being away from it since the season ended. And there has been some rumors going around about who we might be going after, who we might be signing, who's staying. Well, one guy we know who's not staying because this just happened is Tracy Walker.
Yay! Yeah,
He just got released.
That was pretty much probably expected. He wasn't very good anyway, so I don't think many people are going to shed a tear about that.
But he's gone. He's gone.
Which means you got a hole to fill.
Yes, it does.
Safety hole to fill.
Now, there's been rumors going around. I've heard people say we should go after L'Jarius Sneed. They've talked about us trading for defensive end, as in Brian Burns, and stuff like that. I don't think the Lions are going to do much on the trade side because that's not something they've done to trade away picks since Holmes has gotten here. So I don't know if he's going to start acting like that or not, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think because they've said they wanted to build talent from within, I think they're going to continue to do that.
Right. Well, I mean, Daniel Hunter is a free agent, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they might go after a guy like that.
If they want to invest money into somebody like that. Are you going to invest money?
He's all edge, so.
You either got to invest money at home or not, and that's the decisions they have to make, right? And even with St. Brown's also in that rumor mill getting his extension.
Are there any kickers that are really good kickers?
There's probably a couple good kickers out there because we also need a kicker on our team. Like, if you can't trust Badgley, you got to need someone.
But then again, if he isn't going to use the kicker, he doesn't need one. So, I mean, it's kind of a waste to have it if you're not going to use them in the way you should.
Yeah, that's also true. So starting with the fact that we'll go down the line of recent rumors of how we feel about him. First is the Brian Burns rumor. Do you think we're going to trade for Brian Burns at all this offseason?
No. I don't think there's much chance of that.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Right.
Like I said,
I think if they go that route, they'll go Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, if they're going to do anything on the defensive end, they're going to probably sign. But again, I think they're going to be more focused on developing than anything. So I don't expect draft picks to get traded away. I don't expect us to do anything that's going to be out of the ordinary money spending wise on any big free agents, as in like Daniel Hunter. Because I don't think they want to put all that money towards people outside the organization.
No, I don't either. I think that they're going to try to do this a methodical way. I think that they basically this year they got farther than they kind of exceeded their plans. I don't think they thought they were going to go as far as they did. And now, people, even though it's not fair, I mean, because next year is not, nothing about this year. It goes over into next year. This is a whole new year. Well, 32 teams wanting that Super Bowl, and it's not going to be easy at all.
In fact, funny enough, next year half the people at ESPN predict us to be in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, that's their jobs. I mean, they got to predict somebody to be in the Super Bowl. So we're kind of like maybe the flavor of the month still. I mean, I certainly think we should be one of the contenders, but it's just too much.
Yeah,
too much that goes on beforehand, and nothing's guaranteed. Like I said, ask Dan Marino.
Another thing you got to think of going into next year is that we do have about $14 million in dead cap due to voided contracts that happened right at the end of the year. So, and that was planned. So there is a lot of dead money that we have on the books this year, which again goes towards us talking about extending some players. Right? There hasn't been much news on the Jared Goff side of any extension. The only rumors we got were overall St. Brown extension.
Right. Well, and that's something too. I mean, do we want to sign him to that? What they're reporting is $25 million a year.
Yeah, around there, 3 years, $25 million.
Wow.
So
that's expensive, but you know what? He's a unique player. He doesn't really have a weakness in character or his play. I mean, he's just a hell of a wide receiver, but he's a hell of a person too, and that's hard to find. I mean, he's going to work his ass off. You don't have to worry about him. So, I mean, if the Lions feel he's worth it,
yeah,
I won't get too upset by that.
you have Amon Ra to sign, you have Penny to sign,
Well, they're going to
right?
sign.
So those are your two big ones that are coming up. Penny at least has another 5th-year option on his rookie deal, unlike St. Brown, who's on his 4th-round drafted rookie deal. So he is going to be a free agent before the others. And then again, you have Goff. You have to
And
think
he's
of
going
where
to
you're
cost
signing
a
him.
pretty penny.
All depending on what's going to happen between where their decisions of where the money's going.
Right. I mean, this all comes around where, like I said, last year, we should have been in the Super Bowl. We should have had a shot at it because they don't come around a lot because you got to constantly be reacquiring or getting rid of, and you got to play, you got the cap to worry about. And it's hard. It's hard to field these teams. So when you get that opportunity, you can't blow it. So we'll see what happens. I still think, like I said, they got to sign Jared Goff or not, depending upon whether they're going to do that.
Yeah.
I think they will. I mean, it makes sense, but he's going to cost $40 million a year, at least.
Yeah. I mean, and you still got Rag now. I don't know if we talked about the fact that he's not retiring. So we still got him at least for another year.
Right.
Working towards that. And there's probably other players who we can get on this team that are free agents that don't cost that much that could help. I don't think they're going to go extreme this offseason. I think it's going to be kind of calm. Might let some people down who are expecting a big offseason.
I mean, I expect them to sign one impact guy, and then you got the draft. And then you might find a lot of solid players that are good players, but aren't you? But I'd like them to sign one impact guy.
I honestly don't expect any big signings. I expect that's my thing. And then the last thing for today, because I don't think we touched on it either, but I think I already know your opinion on it, was the fact that during the awards, both Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson didn't get their award for their respective coaching positions, which we kind of expected with Dan Campbell over. But I think the Houston Texans coach should have won it over Campbell and not the Browns head coach.
Yeah, it's a tough call there and stuff like that because you can't say that Kevin Stefanski didn't do a hell of a job at Cleveland. All those quarterbacks going down and everything.
But you also had Houston's Mayo.
You're right. I mean, I would actually, if I'm honest, even as a Detroit fan, I would put Dan Campbell behind both those guys.
And then Ben Johnson losing to Jim Schwartz as assistant coach.
But isn't Jim Schwartz a defensive guy?
Yeah.
Well,
but he lost for basically coordinator of the year.
Oh, so it could be either defensive.
Yeah, basically it was like assistant coach of the year.
Separated offensive coordinator of the year, defensive coordinator.
So yeah, that also was something that happened that he basically we lost to Cleveland in the awards. Is basically what happened. Cleveland won a lot of awards this year, surprisingly. But
I hate the All-Star
game. Wasn't the All-Star game. But okay.
Aren't they all connected?
No, not the awards ceremony. The awards. For the league awards. It's not the same thing. But it is what it is with that. With all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Until next time, see you everybody. See you.